Hello and welcome back, I'm Alistair and this is the ASICS Gel-Nimbus 27. So the Gel-Nimbus 27 is a max cushioned daily trainer. What does that mean for you and your run? Well, that basically means it's really good for anyone who wants shock absorption or they want a shoe for running long distances and they want a protection of a nice cushioned high stack running shoe so that they can just get that run in. It feels easier and you can kind of walk away from that run feeling like you haven't really done much of a run. But max cushioned daily trainers aren't the fastest running shoes. They're really for recovery jogs, recovery runs, slower paces, or long distance, just want to take it easy type kind of running. So if that sounds like the kind of shoe that might interest you or pique your interest, well, stick around. I'm going to be telling you all about the Nimbus 27. Let's go. Starting with the key specifications, they cost $165. I'll let you know at the end of this review if I believe they're worth that price tag. They weigh 10.6 ounces or 301 grams. That's for a size US men's 9, my pair. And if you're wondering whether that's heavy or lightweight, well, I'd say it's kind of average for a max cushion daily trainer in this category. They have a drop of 8 millimeters from heel to toe, and that's a stack height of 44 millimeters under the heel and 36 millimeters under the forefoot. So, very high stack height. The upper is using a jacquard mesh material, and I'd say it's got average breathability. The midsole is using FF Blast Plus Eco Foam, and there's a pure gel insert. What that does is give you an extra cushioned ride, but also actually quite a responsive one. So the foam bounces back, gives you some forward propulsion, but most importantly, it's shock absorbing and yeah, it just gives you that bouncy, fun ride that you've come to know with FF Blast. The outsole is using ASICS grip and AHA Plus rubber compound on the outsole here, and it actually does a really good job. It doesn't have full coverage across the whole of the outsole. You can see there is still some exposed foam areas. These areas aren't as durable, and once the rubber runs down, you're not going to get as much traction in these areas either. So something to bear in mind, but the rubber compound is pretty durable, so I think it's going to be lasting quite a while. I'm not seeing a huge amount of wear on here at all. So it is a hard rubber, but maybe after 400 miles or so, you're probably going to be hitting this exposed foam. So be aware of that. It's also got a really wide footprint. As you can see here, this section is super wide. And what that does is give the shoe extra stability. Because it is a high stack shoe, it would be very wobbly and you would have some instability going on if you didn't have this wide platform to help mitigate that. Some extra features include a little finger pull at the rear. It's a really nice size, very easy to get your finger in if you are wearing gloves. We're heading into fall and winter now, so more of us runners might be wearing gloves when we're running. So really nice feature. I do hate it when running brands put these little loops on here, but they're too small to actually get your finger in. So yeah, that's great. And it's worth noting that there's also about 2 millimeters more foam on here than the previous version. So it is a little bit softer. When it comes to sizing and fit, they are true to size, and I'd say they have a medium width. But the toe box is actually really nice and roomy. So I really appreciate it when toe boxes do have enough space for your toes to splay. That allows for better mechanics and better efficiency and more force when you're running. It also helps with temperature regulation within the shoe. The engineered mesh upper is quite snug. It kind of hugs your foot a little bit, but it's not uncomfortable and it does conform to feet. The most noticeable thing is how plush the step-in feel is. So the first time you slip them on, you'll notice all the cushioning around the collars and the heel counter, and also the tongue. It's not the most cushioned, but it feels nice and soft on top of your foot, and you don't get any lace bite if you do these laces up tight. Heel lock is also very good in these shoes too. If you know you have wide feet, there is also a wide option available, so I'd recommend going for that version if that sounds like you. If you're enjoying this review so far, make sure you hit that like button. Really appreciate it when you guys do that. It makes me feel loved, and who doesn't want that? Also, make sure you comment on the video if you've had experience running in a Gel-Nimbus 27. I want to get your thoughts on these shoes, how you've been running in them, and if you're comfortable sharing your build as well, or what kind of paces you like to run out. Put all that in the comments. That's really going to help my subscribers, but also future subscribers, and it's going to help me too. It's going to educate me on how other people are using these shoes. So please put all that in the comments. Oh, and of course, I almost forgot, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more running shoe reviews just like this one, and hit that notification bell. That'll let you know as soon as new videos drop. Moving on to my performance review, I'm going to start by talking about the ride first, because I think that's what most people are actually going to be buying this shoe for. It's how it feels underfoot and the type of running that allows for. The obvious elephant in the room is just how high this stack is. 44 millimeters at the heel is certainly among the highest of stack heights that are out there right now. But with that, you don't get an unstable shoe. It's actually got pretty good stability. And that's really because of this foam and the structure of the midsole. It doesn't go all the way up to the top where you see the top of the white section here. That actually goes a little bit higher than your foot, giving you a cradling system of sorts that holds your foot in place and stops it from wobbling around. But the foam gives you a really nice controlled and responsive ride. It's not plush and mushy, so you're not losing energy when you're running in these. You do actually get a nice amount of bounce back and response. So if I flex this shoe now, I'm just going to give you an example of where it flexes. You do get some flex at the toe, which is great, and you also get flex around the mid forefoot area. You don't get much in the mid section of the shoe. But when I flex and release, you actually get a huge amount of bounce back, a huge amount of response. And that's coming from the FF Blast Plus foam. And I absolutely love this foam because it does just that. It's very protective in terms of giving you good absorption of shock, but it bounces back. You don't lose energy, you don't fall into it and then that's it. It actually pushes you back and gives you more back than you actually put into it. And that's what makes this foam actually really nice and fun to run in. The wide base or footprint of the midsole slash outsole is going to be really great for heel strikers because you're going to get more stability in the rear section of the shoe. It also makes it more stable for runners with heavier builds. So think of it this way, the heavier you are, the more you're going to compress a midsole in a running shoe, which is why it's sometimes quite hard to recommend a shoe for every different type of person. So that's why I try and call out different weights or builds for runners to try and help you think about that when choosing your running shoes, because it does make a difference. A super plush running shoe combined with a heavier runner is gonna lead to instability, especially if that stack height is very high. So this is the sort of thing I want you to think about. What I like about this one is it is a high stack height, super cushioned, but it's not unstable. So heavier runners or heel strikers are really going to appreciate that. And I think that's what makes the Nimbus range so popular with so many runners. The outsole traction, although it doesn't have full coverage on there, is very good. I mentioned it earlier. It's a fairly hard rubber compound, so it's not going to be the best in slick, wet surfaces. So just be careful if you are running on painted lines on the roads when it's running. Just maybe try and avoid that because hard rubber compound does tend to slip in those situations. But being hard, it's going to be more durable and it's going to last longer for more asphalt or concrete runs. And coverage is in the correct areas where most people will land. So grip, for the most part, very good. There is a little bit of a rocker, a little bit of a toe spring at the forefoot. That's great because it helps you spring off when you leave your stride. There's also a little bit of a rocker at the heel. This all makes transition from heel landing to toe takeoff feel really, really smooth. One thing I will note though is this will be good for some people, maybe who have quite rigid joints. The toe area or the forefoot is quite stiff. There is a little bit of flex in there, but it's stiffer than most daily trainers. So like I said, some people are really going to like that. I personally quite like it. But if you know you need a super flexible midsole all the way through the shoe, just be aware of that. If you do want to see where this one compares to other max cushion daily trainers right now, well, head over there to that link. I'll put it in the description too. That will take you to my best max cushioned daily trainers roundup on alistairrunning.com. On there, I've listed the best performers based on comfort and performance and fit, and little descriptions of each, so that'll help you find which one's going to be best for you. There's no duffers on that list. Now for a couple of the downsides, it is a little bit heavy. Like I said before, it's kind of average for a max cushion daily trainer, but I feel like you need that kind of weight to be able to have such a high stack height and such a durable cushioned upper. So I'm going to let it off, and it doesn't feel heavy on the run. That's because of this FF Blast foam giving you so much response and bounce back. The upper is also not the most breathable, but again, we're moving into fall and winter, so think of it like that. It will be keeping your feet warm in the coming months. And actually, this is a shoe for kind of doing easy runs, so your feet shouldn't be heating up that much. It's not like you're doing high intensity running in these. Just worth noting if you are running somewhere incredibly hot. Well, you made it to my final verdict. Is it worth $165? Well, yes, I really like these ones. These are max cushion daily trainers that don't just take energy out of your run and give you shock absorption. They actually give back, they bounce you back, and it is actually a surprisingly fast shoe for such a high stack max cushion daily trainer. So it does actually offer a lot. It's very protective underfoot, but it's also super comfortable in the upper, around the collars, the heel counter, the tongue. It's easy to get a nice quick fit from the lacing setup. There's no lace bite or anything like that. And it's very durable as well. So yeah, for $165, you get a lot for that. And I think you're going to be pleased with this choice if you do go with these. Well, thanks for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you the insights into whether or not this shoe is going to be for you or not. Remember, please like the video and drop a comment down below. If you don't have any comments about this shoe because you haven't run in it, just say hello. Let me know who you are, let me know where you run, and if maybe you got a question about something else, just drop it in the comments. I reply to everyone. And subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.